Good morning, kids. Today we're checking out a brand new video from the Star Theaters about how women eat 9 pounds of lipstick over a lifetime? That is gross, but also interesting. Let's find out what he means.
Look at this tube of lipstick. According to so-called experts in online articles, you apparently eat 6 to 9 pounds of this stuff over the course of your entire life. Today we're gonna be taking the lipstick into our own hands and stomachs to find out if that's actually true or if we've been fed tubes of lies all along. Hello internet, welcome to Style
MatPat, scruffy plus lipstick doesn't look good.
Theory, the only channel that includes cosmetics as a part of its balanced breakfast. Now, this might come as a surprise to you, but I'm not really an avid lipstick wearer. Not because I don't think I can pull it off, I actually think I have quite the face for it. I looked good during my theater days, but because I just don't think I particularly need it as part of my dress-up routine. That said, there are plenty of people out there who are wearing lipsticks and lip glosses every single day. And I know that you're constantly having to reapply that stuff as the day goes on because it gets everywhere. It wears off on your drinks, your food, it rubs off on your teeth. In short, once on the lips, forever on the hips. Because what you're wearing on your lips is somehow, some way gonna make it into your mouth and eventually down into your stomach. You are straight up eating that lipstick and gloss every time you wear it. And I don't know about you, but the thought of that is kinda gross. That stuff ain't on any food pyramid I'm familiar with, which got me to wonder that
it is said to be made out of fish scales, so I guess technically you could class it as a meat product.
And how much lipstick or lip gloss are you consuming every day? I've seen plenty of videos out there testing what lipstick won't transfer or which ones can survive a slice of pizza, but what none of them actually do is tell you exactly how much of your favorite lippy is winding up in your tummy. So that is what we're gonna be uncovering today. How much of your lipstick are you actually consuming? And should you be worried about that for your health? How long is it before you wind up eating an entire tube of this stuff? If there is one thing that Style Theory is good at, it's uncovering what horrible things we're doing to our bodies. And today, lip gloss is the thing on the menu. After all, lipstick is what's for dinner. So hungry? Why wait? Grab a lipstick and let's go. Off the bat, you might be wondering, Pat, lipstick is made to go in my mouth anyway. What does this matter if it happens to end up in my stomach? Well, one, you apparently missed our episode on the stuff hiding in your makeup, which you should definitely go check out after this episode because, spoiler alert, it'll change your life and you will be so much healthier as a result. But so will this episode because number two, depending on what kind of lip products you're wearing, some of the stuff going into your body is what we in the biz call hella nasty. It's all about that tiny text that you tend to gloss over on the packaging. You know, the ingredient list. Sure, a lot of us prefer to live life in peaceful ignorance, but sometimes you just have to put on your adult reading glasses and take a hard look at the truth about what we're putting on our skin and in our bodies. After scrolling Sephora and Ulta to check out the ingredients of some of their most popular lipsticks and glosses, I found a lot of long, complicated science names that the average consumer probably has never heard of. That is why I'm here. When it comes to cosmetics, preservatives are actually going to be your biggest red flag. Many of the big names like polyparabens or butylated hydroxyanisole or BHA, those are the things that are used to keep your lipstick from growing bacteria or mold. Now that seems like it should be a positive, but according to the EWG's cosmetics database, which gives hazard scores to cosmetic ingredients on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst, BHA ranks at a 6, while polyparabens rank in at the concerning level of 9, due to the potential links to medical issues and the lack of research into their long-term use. And that's only when we're talking about their usage on the skin. Then you start getting into the additives that are used to give lip products their signature colors, the dyes. The dyes in lipstick actually come in 2 different types of labels, DNC or FDNC. DNC stands for drug and cosmetic grade dye, meaning that it's been approved for use on the skin, not going into your body. FDNC labels, on the other hand, add in that very important F, food. Dyes labeled FDNC are FDA approved for foods and thus for eating. Finally, you know what else that a lot of these lipsticks and lip glosses have that's bad for you to eat? Metal. Studies like this one from environmental health perspectives have found...
You know what, I do actually think I remember hearing about that, about how some makeup brands actually have some kind of like metal finish in them or something.
Traces of metals like titanium and aluminum in a number of cosmetics items, including lip products. I'm not sure I need to say that you shouldn't be ingesting heavy metals on a regular basis, but you know, you should not be ingesting heavy metals on a regular basis, which then leads me perfectly to the heart of today's experiment. How much are we actually in danger of eating? According to a number of beauty outlets, the average lipstick wearer eats between 6 and 9 pounds. That's right, pounds of lipstick over the course of their entire life. I don't know about you, but that feels like a lot.
So if a woman is to start wearing, you know what, never mind, a whole lifetime, and could literally be from 2 years old to 92 years old.
On a product. And when I started to look deeper, none of them had actual data available to back that claim up. So I did what I do best, and I started to do some digging. The actual amount of product in an average tube of old-fashioned lipstick weighs an average of 3.5 grams, or 0.008 pounds. That means that to eat even a single pound of product, you're gonna need to eat about 130 lipsticks. To reach the low end of that initial 6 to 9 pounds report, you would need to eat at least 780 lipsticks in their entirety across your entire life. Let's look at that number again. 780 lipsticks just to hit the low end of their estimate. Look, I know some people have beauty rooms that are full of lip products, but that amount right there, that feels ridiculous. I think we can already say that the whole 6 to 9 pound estimate of lipstick in your lifetime, that is a straight up myth that was made up by blogs looking to get clicks. So what's the real number then? How much are we actually eating? Glad you asked, because here at Team Theorist, no question is too small or too weird for us to answer. And of course, I couldn't do this alone, so I volunteered my partner Stephanie and our resident HR superstar Rachel to join me as guinea pigs for the greater good. But before we get to that nonsense, we have to actually figure out the design of our experiment and what information we need to find an answer.
Cats really know how to...
Hold on, folks. We'll be right back. And we're back.
That means it's time to show off our niftiest, newest toy. Take it away, live action MatPat. Before you see a milligram scale. It is the single most expensive piece of scientific equipment we've yet bought for these channels. Now, this thing is precise. It is a milligram scale, meaning it is...
Are you going to tell us how expensive? You know, milligram scale, probably very expensive.
Measuring just tiny minutia here. And it is here today to answer the question that no one thought to ask: how much makeup are you licking off your lips every single day? Lip gloss, lipsticks, what have you. How much are you actually consuming?
Have at you.
So across the next 2 days, 3 members of Team Theorist have volunteered to wear lipstick for the entire day. From there, we're gonna measure at increments how much we're actually licking off our lips to see, well, how much are we actually ingesting. Now, mind you, a lot of times people are reapplying their makeup, they're double dabbing, things like that's an official term. Now, I'm just gonna stop you right there because theorists, this experiment got detailed. Before we even started the experiment, team members Ash, Amy, and Justin spent days, literal days, making sure to account for even the tiniest details. By the end, Amy was going full Charlie Day on us, mapping out all the steps that we needed to follow to figure out how much lipstick was actually making it inside of our bodies. Because it's not as easy of a measure as it might initially seem. How do you calculate how much lipstick is actually getting onto your lips? How do you then calculate how much of it didn't get transferred off of your lips when you went to weigh it? How do you account for the moisture that's just there on your lips and winding up in your transfer pad? How do you limit the amount of transfer onto food and beverages, ensuring that the stuff that's getting lost throughout the day is only getting lost because it wound up in your stomach? And finally, remember, we're talking about layers of lipstick here. This stuff weighs fractions of grams. Everything has to be super precise for us to figure out how much lip product per application is winding up in our stomach. Which brings us then to the actual methodology of the experiment. We bought 3 different types of product to try and cover as wide of a range of spectrum of lippies as we could. I would be wearing the old school tuba lipstick like the internet dad that I am. Stephanie had the liquid lipstick, and Rachel had the lip gloss like the Gen Z icon that she is. Before our first application, we rubbed our lips vigorously with a dry cotton pad to get ourselves a general moisture reading. This would give us a baseline measurement of how much lip juice we'd need to account for in our end of day results. It turns out that Steph and I are pretty dry-mouthed, coming in at 7 milligrams and 2 milligrams respectively. Rachel,
not bad.
I'm not sure this is the most HR approved way of saying this, but you know, she is HR and she volunteered for the experiment, so I'm just gonna assume that this is okay. She's got herself some wet lips. She transferred over 15 milligrams of moisture onto that dry pad. We then weighed out our full tube of product to get a baseline before application. This was where I tested out my pro skills. What color did you guys all choose for me? Ooh, red passion. Fiery. Does this have yellow undertones in it? Because
sure does.
Oh, you guys are paying attention. Yeah. For those of you who haven't been watching the shorts, we figured out that yellow is actually my undertone, and so you know it kind of goes with my.
Didn't know that.
Here we go. So now I'm gonna apply. It's gonna be heavy because, spoiler alert, I'm not wearing heavy lipstick on a regular basis. And I'm doing this in front of a camera instead of a mirror, so this is not gonna be pretty. So apologies to everyone who's about to get triggered by this.
Why not just get a middle? Oh my God, nope. Even I'm triggered. Nope. God, no. MatPat.
The camera.
MatPat.
It's literally dying.
Go get a fucking.
When that happened.
Go get a middle.
Why?
Like the top lip. That's a choice. That's a choice.
That's a decision.
I'm making strong choices here with my lipstick, all right? How do I look?
You don't want me to answer that, past Mad Pat. Just be glad that the only people who are gonna see your
Okay, no, I'm gonna answer. You look like you just downed a gallon of red Kool-Aid.
everyday Joker cosplay are the people in the office and the entirety of the internet. Stephanie and Rachel then applied their day one swatches. Stephanie also felt the no mirror makeup challenge struggle, while Rachel came in with the pro strats, using our new Scales shiny surface to see her reflection. Truly, she is the most galaxy-brained of us all. We then all weighed our tubes again to see how much product had transferred over onto our faces. Turns out I wasn't as heavy-handed as I thought, since my initial swatch was the lightest of everyone at 8 milligrams, followed by Steph at 14 and Rachel at 29. It's probably because my traditional lipstick was the most pigmented and also the least liquid. Either way, with the full test underway, it was time for us to take our episode-mandated mugshots.
Do I need to smize?
Smize?
It's weird.
I wonder what Ollie is
and with
thinking
that,
of his
we went about
dad.
the rest of our day as normal. Meetings, more meetings, and of course the very important task of asking each of you to give a big ol' smooch to that subscribe button.
Hit that
way
button,
you can join
folks.
other style theorists on our journey to hitting that 2 million milestone. We also have plenty of wacky experiments planned for the future, like testing what the best way to shave really is, as well as figuring out once and for all if color seasons are real or if they're just a gimmick. You're not gonna want to miss any of that, so leave a swack on that subscribe button, and now let's get back to
I can't wait
munching
for
on
that
some
shaving
lipstick. At
one.
the end of
That
day
sounds
one, we gathered
interesting.
around the scale to get our readings.
So my friends, that is it. We're at the end of day one of our experiment, which means it's time for me to remove my face and see just how much lipstick I ended up consuming.
You're not even removing your face. You're just removing your mouth. Just get a duct tape, go and then like that. Like you're waxing your lip.
First, we gotta weigh the pad.
My unused cotton pad came out to 1.096 grams, and then after scrubbing vigorously and rubbing my lips raw to remove the remaining lipstick, it was time to weigh again.
Never has so much work been put in to calculate such tiny amounts of lipstick.
My final reading was 1.101 grams, which, when you do our patented lipstick calculus and remove the weight of the cotton pad and my initial lip moisture, I get -2 milligrams of lipstick eaten. It's basically that I puked up a bunch of extra lipstick and it wound up on my lips. What that number tells us is that my lips actually ended up drier at the end of the day versus when I first started. What that means is that we had to throw up my day one data. The downside of that is that I wasn't able to help the forward march of style science, but on the plus side, I did look absolutely fabulous for 4 meetings that day. Also, just because we had to throw out my day one data didn't mean everything was lost. That's why you do more than one test. Stephanie and Rachel, rock stars and more regular lipstick wearers than they are, fared a lot better than I did. Stephanie and her liquid lipstick started the day at 14 milligrams, and after weighing her remaining product and accounting for moisture, ended up with a total of 1 milligram in her stomach. It's not a whole lot, which makes sense given that liquid lipstick is meant to be longer lasting than normal tube lipstick and lip gloss. Speaking of that lip gloss, meanwhile, Rachel's starting total for the day was 29 milligrams, and her ending total accounting for lip moisture was 10, meaning that she ate a whopping 19 milligrams of lip gloss over the course of our 5-hour test. She consumed more than half of that initial application. I knew lip gloss was going to be a wild card, but I didn't expect that kind of a difference.
Yeah,
onward to day
wild.
2.
Stephanie, does this make me more attractive to you?
I can hardly resist. Really tough to control myself over here.
It's nice to know that even after 11 years of being married, the spark's still there.
Congrats. Oh, hold on, folks. We'll be right back. And we're back.
Observing Stephanie's unique post-application technique,
Oh,
Rachel
that's a
also
classic.
put on her day 2 best. We weighed the tubes to get our starting swatch numbers, and we were off. I wish I could tell you that we did something super exciting for day 2, like going on a team picnic or flying across the country for an impromptu Disney day with the West Coast theorists. I can't lie to you. Put your trust in me, and I have to be honest that the day-to-day life of running Theorist HQ is pretty uneventful. I did have a really cool meeting about some new merch that I'm super excited to share with you sometime in July. I mean, now that we have a style channel and all, the bar has been raised, and I think we've met that bar accordingly. It's pretty awesome stuff. Anyway, that was as exciting as it got. Oh, I had to do a thumbnail shoot in my lipstick. I don't know if you watched last week's game theory about me failing my way into a golf tournament, but the team needed me to take a bunch of photos for a thumbnail, so I just took the thumbnail shots and...
Okay, no. Here's the thing. I did see that one, but I decided to pass it because I kind of don't care about golf. I mean, yeah, it can be fun, but it's golf.
lipstick, and then they had to de-lipstick me for the final thumbnail. That was cool. And then I found $5. Yep, the best way to end any story. Anyway, 5 hours and $5 later, we repeated the same steps as day 1. Weigh the bare cotton pad, vigorously rub to remove the product, and then weigh the soiled pad once again. And I'm happy to say I did much better on day 2. In total, I ate 11 milligrams of lipstick on day 2. Guys, I did it. I ate lipstick. Aren't you proud of me? Please, I live for external validation. I need this. Aw, you guys, you're so sweet. Steph and Rachel Rachel's numbers were largely in line with day one. Steph consumed 4 milligrams of liquid lipstick, and Rachel beat her day one total, coming in at a full 24 milligrams. Do we need to keep more snacks around the office? Because that is a lot of gloss. So with all the numbers gathered, it was time for the results. For classic tube lipstick, our average starting application was 16 milligrams, and 11 of those were consumed. With liquid lipstick, the average initial application was 15 milligrams, and of that, Steph ate 3 on average. And finally, for all the glossy friends out there, our average starting application was 27 milligrams, and on average, 21 milligrams of those were consumed in a 5-hour period. So what in the end does all this data tell us? Well, there are a few answers to that question. First off, it means that if you're looking to eat the least amount of lip product, you're better off using a liquid lipstick. The way that the product dries and binds to your lips keeps it from coming off in your mouth. And if you're worried about getting too much lippy in your tummy, then stay far away from lip glosses. That stuff is not made to stay on all day. So then what about the big question of the day? How much lipstick are you consuming over the course of your entire life? With the products that we use today, how much of each tube do you actually eat? Of a typical 3.6 gram lipstick tube, you're eating about 2.475 grams of that tube. When all is said and done, you are eating over half of that tube of lipstick by the time you finish using it. That is insane to me. So now let's take it a step further and talk about lifetime numbers. Assuming you use lipstick every day of your life starting at age 16, and let's say 2 applications per day to keep yourself looking fresh, over the course of an average lifetime, you'd be eating 1 pound of lipstick in a lifetime. And while it's certainly a lot less than the reported 6 to 9 pounds of lipstick in a lifetime, it still means that you're eating about 67 full lipsticks. With lip gloss, it's a lot worse. About 920 grams or 2 pounds worth. That is 255 tubes of gloss consumed over 60 years. And sure, the idea of actually eating so much makeup can be scary, especially knowing what kind of stuff can be lurking inside of it. But when it comes down to it, that lifetime number is realistically a lot less than we calculated. Most people don't wear lipstick every day of their life. The amount of lip product—
It's like that old myth about swallowing gum. No, it doesn't stay in your stomach for 7 years. It will pass within the next couple hours, and you won't even notice.
It's going into your body is small. Certainly a lot smaller than what's reported by blogs, but it's also not insignificant. Ultimately, it depends on what's in those products. So while I'm not going to tell you to stop wearing lipstick because you're slowly poisoning yourself, I am going to remind you to pay more attention to what ingredients are being used in the products that you're putting on your skin, and especially the products that are going near your mouth. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go practice my smizing for when Tyra Banks eventually reboots America's Next Top Model again. And until next time, remember, it's all just a theory. A style theory. Keep looking sharp. If you haven't seen—
Alright folks, that's going to be where we end off today's video. I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link will be in the description. And I'll see all of you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.